has tremendous charisma. It is the most compulsive object in my house.
Yes.
And it's in my living room, and people comment on it. It has a lot of humour, a lot of compassion. It is very much of its period, when women became came out into the world and had occupations. It was the beginning, wasn't it?
Yes.
Nursing and teaching. And she was obviously a lady of some quality, and I think had quite a comfortable life.
Did you, I mean, have you ever done any research on this with the family or anything like that?
Yes, in 1980 there was an exhibition of Clausen work at the Royal Academy.
Yes.
And I did write to the organisers, and they very kindly passed on a photograph to the Clausen family.
Yes.
But the Clausen family weren't able to find any records in his logbooks or with his family.
And they didn't, did they make any comment on whether they didn't recognise the girl or anything?
No, there was no recognition of the girl.
Okay, because I mean, I know the reason for asking this, I mean, first of all, I suppose I ought to talk a little about George Clausen, who was one of the most beautiful artists in Britain, in the post-impressionist plein air style, the style that came out of France.
Yes.
But also he was a very good portrait painter.
Right.
But I mean, his portraits were more private than public, I think. And and then we come to the First World War.
Right.
This is 1917. He's 66 years old.
Yes.
No chicken.
Yes.
But like everybody else, he was deeply touched by the war. And he was touched by the war most personally because his daughter's fiancé was killed, I'm not sure, 1915-16.
Right. Yes.
And he painted that very moving picture in the War Museum, which I think is called, do you remember what it's called? Youth Sorrows?
Yes.
Of the nude girl crouched
in front of
the cross.
Yes.
And I think just like Youth Sorrows is an allegory of the hell of war, I think perhaps this is also another allegory, but approached from a different direction. For me, the most compelling thing about this picture that takes us into those hellish years is her eyes. These eyes have had the cream of youth dying in her arms. And these eyes reflect something within her which she will live with for the rest of her life, as most people who survived the First World War did.
Yes.
And I think that it's a very, very beautiful, poignant picture from that point of view.
Yes.
It's not going to be, I mean, a George Clausen could make £500,000, a wonderful, bright, popular
One of the large agricultural paintings,
yes. Something, you know, or something like that. It could make a lot of money. We're not talking about this, we're talking about our history.
Yes.
I would value this at £20,000 to £30,000, that sort of level.
Yes.
And I think it's a wonderful treasure.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. But she's very special.